Renewing their calls for impeachment, Democrats are doubling down on Adam Schiff's tactic of lying about what President Trump has said. That's according to One America's Pearson Sharp.
The Democrats are turning up the heat on their crusade to get rid of President Trump as they unleash yet another round of impeachment proceedings. And as usual, they're using their biggest weapon to help launch the attacks: the radical left-wing media. Along with a full-on assault from the standard nightly news programs, CBS chimed in with their own attack featuring a 60-minute special targeting President Trump. But right out of the gate, it was apparent the program wasn't aimed at discovering the truth behind Trump's phone call with Ukraine. Instead, it was designed to give radical Democrats the chance to lie about what President Trump said. Or, in Nancy Pelosi's case, what he didn't say.
Well, no, it is wrong. It is wrong for a president to say that he wants another head of state, to create something negative about his possible political opponent to his own advantage.
But hang on there, Nancy. President Trump never said that. It's easy to claim the president must be impeached when you're making up what he says. But that move is right out of the Democrats' playbook, following Adam Schiff blatantly lying about what President Trump said in front of Congress. Instead, President Trump just asked the leader of Ukraine to help him investigate potential criminal wrongdoings. Nothing is being created there, just investigated. You'd think, after the last 2 years, the Democrats would understand how an investigation works. But it wasn't just Nancy who drew erroneous conclusions from the president's call with Ukraine. 60 Minutes host Scott Pelley led viewers through the transcript, highlighting apparently damning sections, like this one.
I would like to have the Attorney General call you or your people, and I would like you to get to the bottom of it.
What's wrong with that exactly? If a president wanted to investigate some criminal wrongdoing, wouldn't the Attorney General be the right person to call? Or how about this one?
The other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that, so whatever you can do with the Attorney General would be great.
Again, where's the problem here? President Trump wants to investigate a man who bragged about blocking an investigation by withholding funds from a foreign government until they did what he wanted. Shouldn't that be investigated? Especially if that man is running for president. And in case you haven't seen it, here is Joe Biden joking about bribing the leaders of a foreign nation to stop an investigation into his own son.
I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
So how is that okay? But President Trump calling for an investigation into it is somehow abusing his power? The Democrats are allowed to investigate Trump for anything and everything. But the second he investigates them, they try to shut it down and impeach him.
You withdraw a couple $100 million worth of assistance to a country, and then a couple of days later say, by the way, can you help me with my campaign, in other words. There's a sequencing there.
While Pelosi appears to be talking about President Trump, what she's actually describing is exactly what Joe Biden really did, which oftentimes the person who committed the crime is the one pointing the finger. Pelosi even begins her interview by saying she couldn't ignore what Trump had done. But yet, here she is, ignoring Joe Biden's admission of bribing foreign officials and instead going after President Trump because he asked Ukraine for help in a criminal probe. And let me remind our viewers, President Trump is fully within his legal rights to do that. A 1998 treaty signed by Bill Clinton and, ironically, Joe Biden as well, gives the President of the United States the ability to ask Ukraine for legal assistance in an investigation, which is all President Trump has done. So clearly, this isn't about the truth or justice. It's about eliminating President Trump before the 2020 election.
It's all a hoax, folks. It's all a big hoax. And the witch hunt continues. But they're getting hit hard on this witch hunt because when they look at the information, It's a joke. Impeachment for that?
Pearson Sharp, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.